Hey guys, welcome to our review of Toxic Avenger 2023. Yes, you heard that right. It's 2023. It's currently 2025, but the film took forever to come out because when Lionsgate acquired the rights to it, they thought it was unreleasable and bad, and it had problems in distribution. Well, finally, Cineverse, I believe, helped bring it to everybody. The same distributor that kind of brought Terrifier to us and generating that thing. So, Toxic Avenger. I remember faintly Toxic Avenger properties and franchises long ago. Right, maybe 90s. There was the Toxic Avenger movie in 1985. I think there was a cartoon, maybe some comics and stuff, but I don't really remember. So don't look to me as a lore master on Toxic Avenger. But I know I like Troma films, and it is steeped in the history of Troma and Kaufman and you know, the underground. And apparently it debuted in September 21st, 2023 in Austin, Texas, which is crazy because we kind of had problems finding it in Austin, Texas. Well, I mean, at the times we wanted. So I wanted to review it on Thursday, but it was only like night showings, late night showings. And then Friday, I was like, okay, we'll go into the morning or the afternoon so we can get you guys a review. Nope, only late night showings. And then at one of the more popular theaters here, Alamo Drafthouse, which has this kind of Troma thing, and they like to support indie films. It was wild. I couldn't really find any showings. I thought that they would go big. There'd be afternoon showings, evening showings. So I'm very disappointed in Alamo. I don't know what happened there. We just went to a local Southwest Lake Line 7, which has better chairs, honestly, than Alamo. And they were showing it at 2, 3, 5, 7, 10. So maybe it still has a little bit of distribution problems. But with that all said, is the Toxic Avenger worth seeing? Boys, what did you think?
Kind of, because for me, it was a slow-ass start. I watched the movie yesterday.
Wait, what?
I watched the original yesterday.
Oh, okay.
So it was completely different.
Yeah.
Like different story, but it was a slow start for me.
You have that context.
Yeah, and this one kind of focused more on the kid aspect instead of Toxic Avenger. This one is not Melvin. It's a brand new character, kind of.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, but it's mainly focused on the kid, and it was like very slow to get going. But once we got to the Troma stuff, I fucking started really getting into it.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for. More of that stuff, more of the funny jokes that we got towards the end.
Man, I'll tell you, Joe, like I did not like this film initially. And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah,
you know, when Alex brought it up on the news that it may never get released, I was like, no, we got to see this. And it finally came out, so we went to go support it, and I wanted it to be good. But for the first 20 minutes, maybe even an hour, the jokes do not hit. It was dead silent.
I was kind of bored.
And we were bored.
Yeah.
But please trust me, it does eventually win you over. And I'm surprised by that because very rarely does something come out so fucking flat. And then by the end, it starts to work. The effects are great. There's lots of practical effects. There's lots of gore. And you can tell that the heart was there and the passion was there. And then even some of the jokes started to make us laugh. And I thought was impossible because, like, whoever wrote the first hour of this film is trash. Should never write a film again. Because, like, every line, you know, Kevin Bacon saying, the villain saying, the hero saying, the side characters, none of it was working. And I guess basically once he transforms, then it kind of starts to work a little bit better.
I don't know, just like in first half I was fucking bored. I was honestly miserable. I was like, this is not what I wanted.
Oh no.
Right. You could really tell a lot of, I guess, edits or why it was kind of held back or something. Maybe it was the first half, but then later on it did get better. But like, you're gonna need maybe a couple of drinks, to kind of loosen up.
to get through the first bit.
Exactly, but that's like a fucking hour you have to sit through. So like, I do like it, but I don't know if you should go out and watch it. Maybe wait for it on stream. I'm kind of like in that.
You're the B guy. You're the B movie guy, Joe. This is your lane. You should be like, I want you to go out and support, like I do for like Aliens and all this other shit.
I'm also frugal. I can watch them on Amazon. They're there. This one you have to take whoever, start spending some money. Then you have to get some drinks there. Because I'm telling you, it's pretty fucking boring. And I think they underutilized Elijah Wood. Like, I don't know what his character was supposed to be. He wasn't very funny. Didn't really do anything.
Maybe a reference to a character in the franchise or the lore that I don't know about.
Not in the first one, because I don't remember.
He comes and
in the first one, it's not. I don't remember a character like that. But it is a different story. But it's its own thing. It did pick up, but I don't know. I was fucking bored.
Yeah, I think you need to be already having a good time when you walk into the theater. And what I mean, like, go out with buddies, have a bunch of... We drove by an Applebee's. Complete crazy tangent. And it was like... Because, they have those garbage $1 drinks. It's like, that's the... You go there, and you have, like, 5 of those $1 watered down Long Islands. Have a good time, and then go see this. Because it is really boring for, I think... The first 45 minutes is kind of what I felt. But I think if you're in the mood for a Troma film, or if you're in the mood for Toxic Avenger, you should absolutely go see this. Because you're getting what you expect to get. It's just not as... Now everything makes sense. Everything for the last 2 years completely and totally makes sense. We're like, oh, we don't know if we can release this. Yeah, I can absolutely see people doing test screenings and go, man, this movie sucks for the first half. And then the end, you get what you want, but that's not exactly what mass audiences want to see. But I was there for the practical effects. I like some of these things. And honestly, some of these small budget movies, you guys watched this one body horror movie with Bill from Bill and Ted that was just... kind of reminded me a lot, where it's like there's some really cool parts to it, but God, it's fucking boring up
the
until
one?
Up until a point, and it's just like, oh, it feels like this, where you need to have someone come through and be like, we have to rewrite some of these things in the beginning, because if we have the same kind of tone and everything else throughout the movie, this actually could have been something I think mass audiences would like.
I think so.
But
if it was done better, if it was like written the first half.
Man. Yeah. If they had redone it, like and done some either upped the action, upped the comedy, up something. But I think if you're in the mood for a Troma film, if you're in the mood to see Toxic Avenger, go out and see this one. I know there's not a whole lot else out, but if you're on the line, wait until it streams.
This one won me over in the end, and but you have to come from a standpoint where you like Troma films. Okay, you like these silly, campy, bad on purpose sometimes films. If you want to see something different and you want to cheer practical effects and basically this type of film. If you're not into that, if you don't care, you're gonna
hate it.
You'll be knocked out way before it grabs you. And I'm actually surprised because I'm over here looking at Rotten Tomatoes. It's got an 83% critics. An 85% audience.
That's pretty high.
Like, I thought this would be a lot lower. At least when I was checking my phone, because I checked my phone, it was like 4 o'clock. And I was like, oh, man,
what's the number of critics, though? It's got to be super low compared to...
No, surprisingly, 107 critics, and then more than 250 verified ratings for the audience. And the original Toxic Avenger, 71% critics, 64% audience. So it doing better than the original. That one only has 21 critic reviews.
It's different times,
10,000.
man. Very different times.
Yeah. So I agree. So basically, what I want to get across is eventually it picks up about the midpoint. But that first half is so flat. Kevin Bacon is just not that interesting as the villain. Elijah Wood is way underutilized. His character looks fascinating. It looks like a combination of fucking Danny DeVito's Penguin from Batman and fucking Golem.
With him.
And I kept expecting them to do something with him because he got this funny like fucking hair, cul-de-sac head with a little bit of hair, and he was like this, like, you know, he just looks so interesting, and I'm like, cool. And he does have something towards the end, but it's like, I feel like the character's wasted. Maybe they can go crazy with him in a sequel. There is a after credits, or there's a before credits scene real quick, and then there's an after credits scene, but I had to look up the after credits scene, and the director said they were doing an anti stinger. I'm not sure why you feel the need to do they're like, oh, I
Totally
wanted to do
different.
the opposite of the way you felt when they make you excited for the future. I was like, why? Why do you want to end on a note that just confuses audiences or makes it slightly unsatisfying? I guess it's just a joke, because they're having a good time and they want to do things differently. So don't expect much from the after credit scene, though it does tease at the end a sequel of Toxic Avenger versus Dracula and something
But
else.
said if it makes
in
$1 billion
space.
in
though.
space.
Unicorns in space,
In
but
dildo
only
vision.
if it makes $1 billion
Crypto only.
and crypto only currency or something like that.
That was a funnier joke than the entire stinger thing that we got at the end. It's like I'd rather see them
Yeah.
film a 2-minute thing of him
I
fighting
would have
Dracula
rather
in
just
space.
smashed to that black because it's just text right there. Just do that at the end because we'll talk about what it is at the end. But essentially, let's talk about how can we forget the titular character Toxie, who is played by Peter Dinklage. What did you guys think of Peter Dinklage's performance as Winston Goose?
I think it was fine, but again, I'm going to compare it to the first one. I wanted them to bully him more and kind of get the up and coming because in the original they bullied.
Tell me about the original. It was.
They worked in the basically.
Was it a skinny guy?
It was a real skinny
nerd?
guy.
Was it what?
It was a kind of a weird little skinny guy. He worked
Okay.
at a fitness center, but he was just a janitor there, and they picked on him a lot. And
you felt that they were bullies and shit.
yeah, this one's look, I
fine.
feel bad for this guy. Nothing's really going his way. This one is more, it's oh, well, I need to take care of the kid.
Does have this added dynamic of his girlfriend passed away, and she had a kid, so it's a stepson. He never got married to her, but he's still taking care of the kid and cares for the kid. And so you have that extra dimension, and he's more a down on his luck kind of guy who's doesn't have much money, is having medical conditions, and then
He's a smaller
seeing
guy.
other people in
Yeah,
the
he can't really do
community
much.
get bullied, and he doesn't really do it. But it doesn't. Yeah, it didn't hit. I wanted it to hit harder, and I couldn't tell. Is it Peter Dinklage's just not up to the task?
Well, they only
on
tried
acting.
They only did it once, where they kind of bullied him. Whenever he goes and talks about the insurance thing, they just escort him out. But that's the only thing you really get.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel bad because of the situation, but I think they did a pretty poor job kind of explaining. I mean, they say it. They go oh, this evil corporation has been poisoning all these people, and you hear about it. You just don't feel it the entire time, and so he is avenging the city, so to speak, but you don't feel like that. It's more like a personal mission to go save his not stepson, and so I don't think it was super solid. Some of his performance,
motivation.
some of his performance as a stepdad when he's trying to be awkward, I thought was pretty good, and then a lot of times he was very wooden,
very bad.
Yeah, and
Very
so it's
wooden.
I think that there are some things that worked really well here, and there are times where
Uneven.
Yeah.
That's a shame. As far as at first I was like, wait, so he's in the suit? Wait, he's Toxic Avenger? Peter Dinklage, he's not very tall. Isn't Toxic Avenger
No.
supposed to be huge and muscular and powerful and pick people up and slam them like a wrestler? There was kind of like this wrestling vibe. Well, this is a different Toxic Avenger. When he becomes Toxic Avenger, he's still Peter Dinklage height. So it's
He's a
kind of
little bit
funny
taller.
sometimes.
I think he's probably 5'6".
Okay, well,
Something like
yeah.
that.
So that's why I was like, wait a minute, is that Peter Dinklage in the suit? And it turns out it's not Peter
No.
Dinklage in the suit. It's
Yeah.
a chick. It's Lucia Guerrero. I butchered your name, but she performs in the suit and gets all done in the makeup, and then they dub over.
Sometimes poorly.
Yeah.
Sometimes poorly. Yeah. Especially the final after credit scene that was done poorly. So I wanted to give. Hilariously, I actually give more props to Lucia in terms of her acting than Peter Dinklage as the stepdad at the beginning. And that's because she has so much prosthetics on her face. She has so much to work through, but yet I still see the mannerisms, and I see, there's some inside joke, just the way her performance through the suit actually works, and you can feel the emotions and things. So, But yeah, so why do you go to Toxic Avenger? Well, you want to see somebody mutate, and you want to see the gore, and you want to see a fight, and the bad guys get their comeuppance, and that does happen. And you want to laugh a few times, and eventually it happens. But man, is this film weighed the fuck down by its first bit. And if they could have just, I don't know, redone the first, half, then you'd have a really damn good film here, and a sleeper hit. I do think that this does have the capability of being a hit. I don't know how well it's doing. There was nobody in our theater.
There. Well, it was sold out, right?
It was sold out in the one showing.
Yeah.
On the one day that it was showing.
But that may be that one 20-person theater, and so I don't know if it's gonna do.
I hope that because they try to set up sequels. I would love to see more,
yeah,
but I don't know if it's gonna work.
Tighten the script
Maybe
up,
on
make it a little bit
VOD
better.
it'll make its money. Because right now it says box office 2.2, at least on Wikipedia. I don't know how accurate that is by the time we've finished, because it's Monday. Yeah. Okay.
I think this is the kind of movie that makes all of its money when it's available for $5 or $2, and then it'll sign a deal with Shudder or something, and it'll get a small amount there. But
yeah, clearly this was you're fans of this kind of thing. You're a nerd. So.
It reminded me a lot of going to see Terrifier, where it's like the people there were they're hardcore fans. It's the same people that released that movie too. It's just that movie was better start to finish than this one was. So it's like I wish I could be like, hey man, you need to go see this movie. I did like it. I was totally in the mood to see this. I've been waiting to watch it for 2 years, but that anticipation is doing some heavy fucking lifting. Because
we wanted to come out here and tell you that.
But man, it's just barely worth going to see.
I'll say do it if you're into horror comedy, trauma films, or you like Toxic Avenger. So, but other than that, I can't run to dates.
Go get some dinner first and get some drinks and go have fun.
lots of drinks.
But ultimately, I'm happy I did it. And so if you have sensibilities like us, you'll enjoy it by the end, but know that it starts kind of poorly. Let's go to final verdicts.
5 for me. Yeah. I wanted to give it a little higher. I really did. It's just it took too long for me to give it any. The ending is better than that. There was actually some genuinely funny stuff at the end. There's this chicken guy, and it's like it steals the whole movie, and it's like that stuff is really good. And then there were some really great practical effects in the fights. The problem is that's 15 total minutes out of this 100-minute long movie, and I can't do any better than that. So it's as far as all movies go, for Troma films, it's probably if we rate it there, it's probably a little higher than that. But this 5's as much as you can.
I 100% agree with that 5 because the first half knocked me out.
Yeah.
I was expecting to laugh a little bit more, have some more cool practical effects in the beginning.
Yeah.
Kind of feel for Winston. That's his name. Yeah.
Yeah, this kid actor, no charisma, no screen presence. Peter Dinklage is not carrying this on his own either. It's very uneven performance, as Alex said. And really, it's not until Lucia shows up in the suit that things start to get going, because Kevin Bacon's bad, his assistant's bad, Elijah Wood barely has anything to do.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon just plays the bad guys now. That's his thing.
That's his thing, every movie.
Damn!
But I was hoping he would kind of do a little bit more overacting. That would have been something. It's just kind of stale sometimes.
Where is Jeremy Irons? I need Jeremy Irons because he knows when he's in these movies, and he just has a great Dungeons & Dragons.
If this thing didn't have that uptick, in the second half, I was 3, 2.
I was there. I was like, man, I was at a 3, but I was like, all right.
But
it picked up.
It picked up, and it gets a 5 out of 10 from me as well. I think it's an average film. Now, remember our score. 5 says, oh, this is terrible. If I go, I'll waste my money. No, it's an average film. Half of it's good. Half of it falls flat for us. But the last half, if you're into, horror and horror comedies and alternative superhero kind of stuff, the whole Toxic Avenger idea and Troma stuff, then you will probably end up enjoying it. All right, well, that's going to be it for this one. We can go into the spoiler section if you want to know a little bit more. Otherwise, okay, there it is. Yeah, it made $2.5 million over the weekend. So not big numbers. Not something that they're going to rush out and make a sequel for.
Its
They
budget
didn't
has
make
to be
the-
tiny, right?
They didn't make it. It was filmed in Bulgaria. If you look at the credits, like at the end, it's like I was like, every name ended with a V. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, this is crazy. And I was like, where's this film? And I figured it out. It's Bulgaria, but then also Austin a little bit, or maybe it was just the debut in Austin. I don't know. But yeah. So okay, let's go into the spoiler section. Hey guys, welcome to the spoiler section. So we talked about it a little bit. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, the first one I thought they were gonna do the same thing.
Joe, can you tell me what the first one, like, what was the best moment in the first one?
Well, they had a funny joke, but I don't think you would find it funny.
Oh.
There were like these gym goers, but they were like run over people. Like, oh, Granny's 20 points. The kids are like 20 points. Puerto Ricans are 30 points.
Puerto Ricans are worth more? God
Yeah.
damn.
Harder
So
to
like
hit.
right from the
So
fucking
lazy,
get-go too,
Michael.
like you see these like people just fucking ram a kid on his bike, blood and guts everywhere. I'm like,
So you
holy
want-
shit.
You want those
It's
people
over
to
the-
get their come up.
yes,
It's
exactly.
so over the top
It
that
is.
you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, let's get
These guys
dudes.
are fucking evil. They're like, oh, look at these pictures
Fuck,
of these
now that
people
you
I
say
killed.
that, Joe, this film kind of missed that.
It did.
It's
Because from the
missing that.
get-go, you're like, oh, these guys are a piece of shit. And the mayor's a piece of shit, so they're trying to kill everyone. And
Yeah.
He gets bullied, and then, like, he's wearing the tutu. He's like, oh, Pink turns me on. Come over here to this place in a dark room. I'll make out with you. And he thinks he's going to go get made.
But he gets made fun of.
Made fun of. He starts making a sheep.
See, this
making
script
out with a
seems better
sheep.
than what we watched.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So they turn on the lights. Everyone's there laughing at him because he's making out with the sheep. And then, like, he's like, oh, get away. And they push him.
Yeah.
And he accidentally falls into, there's a truck right in front of the gym.
Ooh.
In the goo.
All right.
It just starts.
Yeah. Okay.
It's already
and then,
better in
but
the
what's
first
the
half.
main villain of that? Because in this film, the
mayor.
villain was Kevin Bacon, who is the leader of BIT, right?
BTH.
BTH.
Yeah, the
which
other
is
one
the
is-
corporation that's polluting the.
It's the mayor, and he has one officer that's a Nazi.
Okay.
That's his little
But
side
the
guy.
corporation BTH.
No, there's no
was not,
corporation. It's just a mayor trying to take over the city and whatnot.
and it's just
he's
random
helping.
toxic
Yeah.
materials.
Yeah, it did have the hostage scene, but that blind girl was actually his girlfriend afterwards. It's like, oh, I
Interesting.
saved you. It's like, yeah, you're my girlfriend now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate
I
that.
mean,
All right.
honestly, till the hostage scene, like I was not happy
Yeah.
about this whole movie because
Right.
they set up this whole thing, or they try to set up this whole thing that they're poisoning everybody, and everyone knows someone who's been blinded or has gotten tumors or has died, but they don't really do a good job. Me, getting me to care about any of these things because
Exactly.
it's so far away, and it's all people mentioning stuff that had happened a really long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't get any of that overtop evil stuff. It's like, hey, the real bad guy is
also-
corporate greed and cancer. It's like, yeah, that's not as good of a bad guy to fight with
We
wrestling
also
moves.
forgot to mention in the review because she's barely in the film, or not. She's just barely a blip. His sidekick, or whatever you want to call this, the journalist. I think that this actress, I guess she was given no material, and I don't understand her character. She's basically just like running away all the time. In fact, getting people killed all the time. And I guess by the end, she gains the courage to fight back. So she does have an arc, I guess. But it just felt like we could have developed this relationship better or this thing better because it didn't come off very well. Also, it's very ridiculous that they're like, she's like, I gotta find proof. Or this guy at the beginning of the film, instead of running over children with gym bros who you want to see their comeuppings, instead they send this band. And the band serves as the killers in the film. But it's so awkward. It's like do they feel they need to have this punk rock kind of slant on it?
Monster Core Joe.
And it just so happens that this punk rock band is being managed by Elijah Wood's character, who is the brother of the character who owns the biotech company. And the biotech company uses this brother to send these guys out as murderous mercenaries, while simultaneously they're the most famous band, hometown band in the town. and everybody likes their music when it is shit. And I'm like, please don't make me listen to this garbage songs that these guys are singing over and over.
Yeah,
so it was cringy.
Yes.
You just make them a street gang. Like, honestly, you just, like, you have them be the enforcers of the thing, and we don't have to have any of this other stuff. And
But what I did like about it is they all had uniqueness, right?
Yeah.
One guy was the parkour guy who's always doing flipping, and somebody was like, stop flipping, and we watched the film, and we were like, yeah, stop flipping. Somebody in the back, stop flipping, that's a great line.
They had a lot of $1 Long Island iced teas.
Yes.
You have a lot of them.
Must have been drunk or something. And then they had the guy with the chicken head, and he was big and beast. And I was like, okay, cool. They could do this thing where they're already mutants, and they use mutants. And I was excited about this idea. No, none of that. They're just, I don't know. They're just psychos.
The chicken guy was
Yeah, the chicken guy was a mutant. We'll talk about him in a second. Who steals the
whole movie. It's like the best part of the whole fucking movie.
Like, do more funny shit like that, or
right. There needed to be 5 of those moments in this film.
Yeah.
Instead, there's only 1, maybe 2.
When I see a Toxic Avenger movie, I would expect the entire thing to be completely and totally over the top, and let's just have fun with how goofy and everything is. And I honestly think the first 45 minutes they try to take it really serious.
There you go.
And
it
doesn't work for me.
It's restrained. It's very. They don't want to go crazy. Why?
Yeah, I think you need to go crazy.
You miss the fucking point.
Because when it does go, when he reaches inside a man's asshole to pull his intestines out, and he screams, "Give me your lunch!" And it's like, that is when the movie. Like, for me, seriously, that's when the movie starts, because it's the hostage situation, and like that is the thing.
That's when it starts for Alex.
Well, because it'd been boring. It'd been fucking boring until we get to like him doing anything.
And when he uses his famous mop to knock somebody's jaw off, then you're like, oh, now we've started.
Now the movie has started.
Yeah.
But the first 45 minutes, none of that was there. Yeah. The villains need to be throwing people in splooge and sludge and skeletons and doing all sorts of crazy stuff to kind of be there. But
and let's emphasize, we loved it. We loved it when it was doing this. We liked it when it was doing this. Very charming, very entertaining. And so for those fans that really liked it, we agree with you. We really like it too. We just wanted that more throughout the whole film. And take off the training wheels, or take off the fucking shackles.
Yeah, because honestly, I did not care about the family.
Yeah. I didn't care about the family. I didn't care about the kid and his dance. I didn't care about this lady who's trying to expose the company, who gets Peter killed by and just runs this whole time. It's like, are you going to contribute anything? So eventually, and it's hilarious that she's like, whole thing is, I got to get proof. You get proof? At the end, they're showing in the third act of the film, he's sitting, in front of this massive lake of sludge, that there's like trash fires and mutations and everything. All you have to do is open your eyes, and the evidence is right there. So it's like, why did nobody look to the left? I mean, there's your evidence.
Tracks.
Yeah.
No, you have to have evidence from a USB drive that gets damaged.
There's a 4-foot-tall mutant man who's been ripping people's arms off that is made out of toxic stuff. There's the proof.
Yeah. And he becomes a hometown hero. So the first time he shows up, it's the hostage situation that Alex is talking about, and Mrs. Meat, because the people are pissed that they changed from Miss Meat or Mr. Meat to Mrs. Meat. And I guess the guy on the news is also supporting those guys. You have an asshole on the news, a male reporter and a female reporter, and they're always bickering back and forth. They seem like fucking incel weirdos, I guess. And Toxie shows up and just kills everybody. And people cheer. And it's like, yeah, that's the Troma. That's the over the top. Like, obviously, the police don't go to immediately arrest him or anything. They just let him go. And in fact, one of the guys comes out who's already been taken care of from Toxie, and one of the police just pop, 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 pop. That made me laugh.
Afterwards, you go, freeze,
and then says freeze. Yeah.
That's what I was doing. So he becomes a
hometown hero. But if you think about it, later on, when the hometown band is playing, that everybody loves, apparently, Toxie, if you're just in the crowd, Toxie just shows up and just murders them all. and then just starts screaming on the mic.
They shoot him first, though,
Yes.
right?
He
does pull out a gun, I
so
guess.
the guy does pull out a gun, but he pulls it out in defense because he sees the Toxic coming in. But still, it was a little, they're straining to be like, okay, Toxic then says on the mic that these guys killed people. And so I guess I killed them and took care of them. So that's basically it.
The chicken.
The chicken head. Let's talk about the chicken head. So he's in the band. He murders everybody in the band.
He's Alex's size.
Lead singer knocks the top of his head off. I thought this was funny. The parkour guy, who's actually really talented because he can do flips and shit all over the place.
Dancer.
So he does a flip towards Tuxie, he just steps out of the way, and the guy goes, and it's that ADR. Oh shit! I can't stop or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he falls off and he explodes for no reason. So I'm like, all right, cool. And the one guy that gets away is the big mutant dude with the chicken head, and I thought he was gonna be like
Sloth from Goonies or something like, yeah.
But they rip his mask off when he trips or something, and it is a fucking baby head. It is the most hilarious animatronic rubber baby head you've ever seen. And they're like, "Where's my son?" Because I forgot to mention the evil corporation kidnapped his son.
But the son sucks, so.
Yeah, the son sucks. And he's like, I forget what he says, mate.
Some Haven. Good Haven.
And then the camera just lingers on this bad effect.
And they make him repeat it over and over again. And then this.
He's like, what the fuck?
It's very funny.
They don't kill him. So I want that
You can't kill the baby.
I want that motherfucker to come back in the sequel if they ever do one, because that was the best. That was the best joke.
Yes.
Any other funny jokes that you can remember? We started to actually laugh towards the end. I think there were 2 or 3 big, got laughs from me. Can't really remember. Let's see. So the biotech guy apparently has no more ideas, and he is being pressured by the mob. And the mob also has side characters that send to buy people's houses, and he's bullying a grandma. So that's kind of like,
we need more of that.
Never do well, where he wants to try to do something for the community. Doesn't stand up for the first time, and just so happens to stand up for the second time because as this grandma signing over his house, he shows up after he's been transformed, and his son's scared of him, knocks him out of a window, and he falls on the guy's car. And so that's when he kills the guy who comes over to try to fuck with him. Or doesn't kill the guy. He just rips his arm off.
Yeah.
That guy survives, I think, throughout the whole film.
He does. They do this little bit where the doctor is reading a book like how to attach their severed limbs, and then the next scene, like the limb is on backwards, and the guy's like, "Can you just rip it off and reattach it?" And they just do.
So there's some good ones here and there. But ultimately, his son gets captured, so he's got to go fight the corporation. And Kevin Bacon is just, I don't know. He doesn't have anything here. Eventually, they capture Toxie and his little sidekick lady, whose name I don't know. They chain him up in a basement, and then they fucking suck his juices out. And because the guy has no ideas, but he realizes that, the toxic dude
made him bigger,
powers
stronger.
and bigger and stronger. So he's going to synthesize it and I guess sell it. But the mob is already in his house, and they're like, "You're done, you're finished." And he's like, "All right, let me just have one last drink," and he drinks the serum. And I thought he was going to turn into a crazy, thing, but instead it's more like
a goat man.
Well, yeah, goat.
He looked like Krampus or something.
Yeah, he did look like Krampus.
Beauty and the Beast kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not that great, unfortunately. I thought it would be more creative. They have a boss fight, or he kills all the mobsters, and then they have a boss fight outside, which was fun. Toxie has his patented fucking mop with sludge on it. And the guy has an axe, and they're fighting, and they do a good job here. I did like how the film is dangerous with, death, right? It's not like people have, plot armor, but they do have plot armor, but they don't, in the sense where there's just, if guns start firing, somebody's going to get hit with it, whether they die for the whole film or, they get healed. At one point, his sidekick lady gets shot. And then he basically cuts himself and
He's like, "I know a doctor. And then he starts frying a pickle. It's like, I thought you were a doctor. I was like, who told you that?
You did.
Yeah.
You told me that. This is when he first transforms. A homeless guy finds him, and then so it sounds funnier than it really kind of was, and the way it was executed. But
I really wanted her to die when he cuts himself up and he's like dripping his blood, and it's just like you, and then she just like dissolves away, and it's like, oh shit.
See, that would have been funnier.
Honestly, I would have preferred that. Her character would have served a greater purpose, a laugh.
Yeah.
Instead, I don't know what she did. Really has nothing to do.
No.
She just kind of looks at the disgusting stuff. So it says unrated, too. We went and
There's
saw this.
2 dicks,
The
4 boobs.
Toxic Avenger unrated. And it's like, nah. You get what?
4
needed
boobs.
boobs, I guess.
What? 2 dicks.
2, yeah. Nah. It's weird. Toxic himself, you see his dick. He pulls out his dick because he can't. He's got triple titanium chains on him when they capture him in the basement.
His pee is so caustic that it chews through it, and so he pisses on his own shackles and gets out.
So he's like,
I'm not a
she's like,
weirdo.
I'm not a fucking pervert. Because she's like, are you a pervert? And he's like, I'm not a fucking pervert.
He looks right at her and he says, I need to whip my dick out. And she goes, excuse me?
Now turn around while I piss on my face. That's what he said, or piss on my head or something. And then he pisses on the neck thing, and it unsnaps. Then he has his boss battle. His son is in a shack. Elijah Wood is doing all these evil things, and he's listening to his brother. But as soon as Toxie's son says, hey, you know, your family would help you if you were kidnapped, right? Kind of jolts him a little bit because he realizes they probably wouldn't help him. And so when later on the assistant and Kevin Bacon are like, yeah, kill the kid. He's like, no, we're not. No, let's not kill the kid. So he becomes a little bit of a, not a hero, but he has a line that he's not willing to cross.
Yeah.
And but it appears in the boss battle that the kid gets killed because as Toxie's running towards the shack, there's 2 guys that are going to go over there to kill him. And
a bullet ricochets
and blows the whole shack up. It's later shown that Elijah Wood's character saved him through a trap door. And does Elijah Wood die in the end?
No. He gets his you think he's dead, and then he comes back.
His neck cut from
the lady,
the
crazy lady.
Crazy lady. Yeah.
Oh, so when Kevin Bacon's character drank all the juice, there was a tiny bit of juice left in the thing, and I guess since she saw her love of her life or whatever, because she's just so all about Kevin Bacon's character. She drinks a little bit of it too to suffer with him, and she turns into, I don't know, a little bit of a zombified. Some of the makeup effects look great. Some of them are disappointing, When Kevin Bacon first showed up, I was like, that's it? There better be more. And he does transform, and you can't recognize him after that. But yeah. Okay.
Then he just needed to go wild. Kevin Bacon needed to overact. Or better material or something.
It needed to be funnier.
Over the top. Everything just needed to be bigger.
So they have the final battle. They have the classic Cadillac. Wasn't the Cadillac like his car in the cartoon or something like that? So they're having the battle, and then what happens? He just fights Kevin Bacon's goat werewolf man. And then uses his sludge mop to slam his head
through the hood
into the hood of the Cadillac.
Yeah.
Then he tells his sidekick, ignition. And she's like, oh, that line was good. And I'm like, no. And earlier in the film, he does a line, and she goes, that was not a good line. And I was like, yeah, if I was editing a review for this, I would just play that over and over for each of the lines in the first hour of the film because none of them hit. And so she turns on the car, and then turns into a dishwasher.
It's a vertical rotary engine somehow. Don't ask.
Don't ask. It doesn't matter at that point. We accept it because
there's blood
everywhere.
Yeah, it's great.
Blood everywhere, and their feet all backwards and stuff and spinning around. There you go. But last minute, as he's celebrating with his son, a big old fucking pole comes through his body, and it turns out the psycho bitch, they didn't finish her off because she was having her own slap fight with the side character. And
then they push her into some gasoline, it ignites, and they blow up. Then fades to black.
Yeah, nobody ever kills people in a nice, efficient, clean way. Everybody's just kind of happens to And that comes from the Troma history where it's at level 10. Here it's only like a level 5, 4, and we're like, yeah, crank that shit up.
Yeah, and honestly, I like that doctor character better than the sidekick.
Oh, absolutely. Like, he was way better. The homeless guy.
Well,
Oh, you mean the doctor?
Yeah, that one too.
The doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I was just sitting here the whole time, I was waiting for you to wake up. I got some urgent things to tell you. And then he's eating his
He's
sandwich.
like, well, what is it? He's like, oh, it's a bologna sandwich.
That's the Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Those types of jokes with the Naked Gun peering through your Leslie Nielsen. Anyways, yeah. So at the end, when he's in the hospital bed, oh, your brain is no longer. Oh, I forgot to mention he was gonna die in a year.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't care.
You didn't
like,
care,
whatever.
and that's why he just decides to do something about it. And he takes his mop, puts it in the sludge, and he's gonna rob the place. And while he's robbing the place, accidentally runs into that side chick journalist who's looking for more things. And yeah, the band is there to kill her, and she just abandons.
He gets shot in the face, and she leaves.
He gets shot in the face. I'm like, what? I was like, how's he going to be the Toxic Avenger? I guess we'll throw his dead body in there, and it can animate a dead body. So he's actually kind of undead as well. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Unless it reanimated. Well, even if it reanimated him, he's still reanimated. Anyways, yeah. So then.
Crazy Lady's still alive. It's shown.
Well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the hospital, she's wrapped
all
up.
wrapped up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So she's alive. Elijah Wood character's alive, and he wants more apple juice, and they tell him to fuck off.
And he's like, fair enough. Because he knows he done wrong.
Yeah.
But I like that he became good at the end. I want him to join the crew and get crazier and wilder or something.
Then we get the crazy with a weird prop dance.
Yeah.
So that was the first after credit or before credit. So the kid had this dance at a talent show that and he kind of fucked up at the first time he got scared and he ran off stage and everybody on social media, look at this kid, he ran off. I was like, that's not an event that's going to generate that much media attention, but whatever. And so he comes back, and now he has, I don't know, raven feathers, got a top hat, a little outfit, and he does a dance. And the audience is not really liking it. But as soon as he starts to do Gallagher things, then the audience likes it, brings out stuff to smash.
He's got boxers that have fake butt on
something.
it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, has a fake butt,
I
and
don't
everybody
know.
clapped.
This was odd.
Cringy. Just weird. I don't understand. But I guess they're trying to do old school Troma stuff, but I don't know. And then at the very, very end, the final scene where the director's like, I want to do an anti-credit scene, you know, and it's just him making a grilled cheese sandwich with his son in the background doing a dumb dance, and then they both sit down. He's just giving advice on how to make a grilled cheese. Was the advice good, Alex?
Sure.
Make a crispy grilled
Mayonnaise.
cheese. Gross.
So, I mean, the cheese, you grill the cheese and you sprinkle a light amount of cheese on the outside to re-griddle it for crispy cheese bits. That's classic. That's real good stuff.
Okay. And then he eats it. And
He
then,
serves his with milk, and then
And then it smashes to black, and that's when we get Toxie will return in Toxic Avenger versus Dracula versus Unicorn Man in space. I'm like, I want to see that.
in dildo vision.
Oh,
I want to see that right now. But only if it makes $1 billion in crypto or something like that.
Yep.
So they know they're not getting a sequel, probably. I mean, I look at the Hellraiser franchise where them films were not making any money by 4 and 5, and they still kept cranking them out 6, 7, 8. Henry Cavill was even in one of those.
Yeah, he was.
So it's like, can I get a Toxic Avenger sequel? I liked it enough towards the end where it's like, okay, now you get it. Now it's time to go crazy in a sequel. But I think they're out of money. This is not going to make any money. And maybe if fans demand it, but yeah. That's it. We cover everything.
Yep.
I'm not thinking any crazy ass thing.
No.
The blind lady was she also the FBI?
She's an FBI.
Yes, she is.
So she was faking all the time or something?
No, she was really blind because she still had her cane at the end.
Oh, she did? Okay. So she wasn't faking. She just so happened to be in the fucking hostage situation, but she couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But Toxie saved her. Okay. That's it. That is about it. And yeah. All right. Well, Thank you guys so much for watching. Check it out if you like those trauma films. If not, I'm sure it will be on streaming or Amazon Prime Video soon, something like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.